we're still under the holiday, the holiday mentality here. So we're going to get started. We're going to do a couple things out of order real quick. Mr. David Santos, the library manager, as soon as we say the pledge, we're going to let him speak. He has another prior engagement after this, so let him talk about all the new wonderful things that's happening with the Kern County Library. And I'll go ahead and everybody stand for the pledge. The flag usually right up here.
Ready to begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. So Dave, why don't you come on up? I'm sorry. Real quick, roll call.
Cardin here. McKay.
Yep, here.
Mitchell.
Here.
McCardle.
Here.
Blakely, Schaffner, and Smither.
All right. So come on up, Dave. The floor is yours. Appreciate you coming out tonight.
Just stand up here?
Yep.
Okay, so I have some important flyers. I'll just leave them
Yeah,
up
right
here. This was discussed in the meeting earlier today. I also have some calendars for the events, which I'll be discussing if you want to take that. Well,
Would you mind spelling your name for me, please, so we
Sure,
get
sure.
it right in print?
Sure. My name is David Santos, D-A-V-I-D, Santos, S-A-N-T-O-S.
Okay.
I am the branch supervisor of Roseman Library. Thank you for having me here. So, Roseman Library is officially open for a 5-day schedule thanks to Measure K funding. If no one knows what that is, Measure K is basically a penny tax that was added to everyone's sales tax in Kern County unincorporated areas. A portion of those funds were given to our library, which allowed us to stay open for 5 days instead of our 3-day schedule. So our new hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So the Measure K funding is allowing our library the potential to do more for our community. In January, we are including new programs that fit our patrons' needs at a time that is most convenient to them. So Roseman Library has homeschooled patrons who visit often, so we've created a homeschool hangout program so all our homeschoolers can gather, connect, and share ideas in a welcoming environment. This Saturday, January 20th, and of course you can see all this at our calendar, we are having our Adult Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D program at 11 a.m., and our Teen Dungeons and Dragons program at 1 p.m. We usually host our D&D sessions on Saturdays now, but the times may vary depending on our Dungeons Master's availability. Before, in our 3-day schedule, we hosted these sessions on like a Wednesday, but because that's the only day we're able to do it, it didn't really work out for our adult schedules. So we, again, like to thank Measure K for allowing us to host these activities at a more convenient time for our patrons. So let's see. So next Saturday, January 27th, we'll be having our parenting event called Big Emotions in Little People. That's our flyer over here. Helping parents give children the words for their emotions. In this program, our volunteer, Miss Tessie, focuses on helping young children identify and express themselves in a way that is healthy for them and provides parents with strategies to support them. Besides all of these wonderful programs, Roseman Library also includes our monthly yoga class, crafting with Cricket, and our weekly story times, and so much more. We try and offer lots of enrichment opportunities for all of our patrons. A portion of the Measure K funds have been allocated for entertainment enrichment as well. We ask a lot of people what they do for fun here in Roseman, and we usually get the answer of, we go to LA. So we're trying to provide a lot more enrichment activities at our library. For example, on Tuesday, January 30th, Roseman Library will be hosting a clowning party entertainment, which is a 2-hour performance, which includes a bubble show and glitter tattoos for the little ones. On February 9th, we'll be having a man by the name of Reptile Ron come to Roseman Library, in which he will be bringing a variety of reptiles and educating everyone about those reptiles and various creepy crawlies. So that'll be very exciting. On February 24th, we will have magic tricks and balloon animals provided by Magician Napoleon. And all this stuff is a great way to really bring the entertainment and allows us, for the library, to also share all of our wonderful resources. So, Magician Napoleon does a great interactive show for children. We will have performers throughout the year thanks to the Measure K funding, so we can continue to provide enrichment. Let's see. Oh, yes. So that's all for January. This is our first month of being 5 days open. Moving forward to February is our new STEAM Club. The best way to get children excited about science is through these wacky mad scientist type of experiments. And we hope for this program to both be entertaining and educational, so children and teens develop a love for reading and learning. Our STEAM Club will take place on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of each month, 5 to 6 p.m. until further notice. Finally, we will be having a Valentine's Day slime event. Slime is quite popular at our library. We have upwards of about 70 people coming for each of our slime events in the past. So we hope to see lots of creative kids creating their pink slime with heartfelt messages hidden inside for their mothers or anyone else they're interested in. So, all this is possible thanks to Measure K. And on behalf of Roseman Library, I would like to thank our community for these funds, and in return, we will do all we can to serve you. We hope to see you at these events at our library, and moving on towards the future. Now, I know many of you are interested in our digital library based on our last speech, so I will quickly give you some information about our various digital library apps that you can access with your handy dandy library card. So first, quickly going over all of this information, Libby. Libby offers lots of e-books and audiobooks for a 21-day loan period. You can check out up to 30 titles, and you can typically check out up to 30 titles in physical materials. There's a max of 20 items you could put on the waiting list, and all the books and e-books that you find there will be available in multiple languages. Hoopla is our next app. We've got e-books, e-audiobooks, comics, movies, TVs, magazines, and music. You can check out up to 5 titles per month, and the limit on that resets on the 1st of each month. There is no wait list for these items. There's different checkout times depending on what interested material you're in. So for movies and TV episodes, they are available anywhere between 48 to 72 hours. Music is typically available for 7 days. Most audiobooks, comics, and ebooks are available for a 21-day checkout, and you have access to magazines for 7 days. Our last app is Cloud Library, where you can only check out ebooks for a 14-day loan period, max of 3 titles that you can check out, and you have a max of 5 items in a waiting list. And that's all I got for y'all. Any questions?
Movies. What about movies?
So Movies is available in our Hoopla app for anywhere between 48 to 72 hours to check out.
I know you guys are going to be doing some construction later on this year. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so a portion of the Measure K funds is also going to be redirected towards our infrastructure. For example, many people use our our meeting room for various events. Gretchen here and the Antelope Valley Historical Society often uses the room once per month, and various other church groups also use the room weekly. Girl Scouts, many groups use our meeting rooms, so a portion of the money will be renovating that room so our community has a better place to gather where they feel in a more welcoming environment. There's some issues with the carpet and walls. I mean, we've had that room for many years. Naturally, with so much activity in the community and children and all the fun activities we do in there, the room naturally will get dirty after all these years. So we really want to make everything look as good as new.
Is this going to affect our ability to have our meeting there?
So all I know for now is that it will take place towards the end of the year, I believe towards October. I don't know the exact date, but as long as the room is getting renovated, there won't be any available access to it. I don't know how long it'll take, but we always try to get it done as quickly as possible. I'm guessing maybe a month or two, but it's all speculation for now.
I also went to the library. I got my new library card, and it actually came in handy today because I had to scrape my window.
And open a locked door.
There's all kinds of different things that you can pick for your card. So I picked the copies because obviously it's near and dear to all of us. So,
Yes,
Anyway, I just love the library. It's my favorite place, one of my favorite places, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Any other questions?
All right. Hey, thank you, David, very much.
Thank you for having me. Please check out my flyers here. Lots of good information there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
These are real assets.
All right, so we'll move on to the public comments. Is there anybody from the public who wants to say anything? Bring any topic up? All right, if not, we'll go right into our community leaders report. How about the Kern County Sheriff's? Talk about the stats and arrests and
Senior Deputy Pollock, P-O-L-L-A-C-K. Currently assigned to Tehachapi, but as you all know, Tehachapi, Mojave, and Roseman all merged into what's commonly known as the Super Sub. On that note, here at the end of the month, we're going to have 4 more people starting out here, so there should be 5 deputies at a minimum working at any given time. There's another 3, I believe, that are currently going through field training, so we should have them around April. And beyond that, I know that we have vacancies that they plan on filling up to 8. So it is progressing. They have plans to build the substation here over next to the fire station, so I probably wouldn't anticipate that till at least next year. But they do have the money approved for that, for the planning to already start, so that is a good thing. Stats for December, for Roseman, 442 calls. That includes things that we do, that we initiate ourselves. So there was 44 times that we've coded off on things, and 32 times that we've conducted traffic stops. It looks like a variety, a little bit of everything, but the majority is going to be audible alarms, 25. Making a call to someone that's wanting information, 23 times. Checking in welfare, 45. We have a combination of Grand Theft Auto and Grand Theft Auto investigations that accumulates 16, and we've conducted 29 patrol checks. So,
staying busy. Now, is Rose out of the east? Is Roseman one of the busier substations out of it?
I didn't compare it with Mojave. I know Mojave has a variety only because that includes everything miles north, halfway between here and out of the desert, so it's all considered Mojave.
Very hot so far.
So yeah, a lot of real estate. So we have a lot of calls that are off of Bacchus.
Right.
So that seems to be kind of an issue. A lot of civil stuff that's in Mojave.
All right. Hey, thank you very much for showing up and giving us those stats.
I think it was last month where we came across a very large, complex chop shop over off of 90th. And unfortunately with that is someone, after we spent all evening, all night, into the next morning, CHP came out as well to assist because some of the stuff had difficulty finding VIN numbers and stuff, but it was everything. It was travel trailers, off-road vehicles, box trucks, just a whole slew of things. So there was 3 people arrested on scene, and just several vehicles recovered, and from everywhere. So they were out of LA and Kern County, Bakersfield City, so just all being brought there, yeah. The problem that we ran into the days after is someone put a social media post saying, call the sheriff's office, we'll walk you through and if you find what you're missing. Not exactly how that works, so we dealt with that for a good week, maybe 2, dealing with social media posts on that. So, I mean, we know a few players and we hit them when we can. when we could find them. So, you know, the other issue is we are close to LA, so when they come over here and pluck things and take them south, it's a little hard for us to follow up on. Yes, ma'am.
So Rosamond has had a rash of graffiti. I don't know if I spoke to you on the phone, but one of your calls called me. Anyway, it's continually being hit. So I've heard that if you're a graffiti artist, that if you have a really nice mural on the wall, they won't touch that. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone told me that. Like, if somebody's painted a nice mural on a wall, they usually leave those alone. They
You
don't
mean
put
other artists?
Yeah, other artists, they leave them alone. Well, I'll tell you, the park at Rosamond's got hit again, and there's graffiti all over there. And it continually happens. And of course, the marketplace, grocery outlet, and all those stores over there got hit really hard a month or so ago. So is there any truth to that fact that they'll leave murals away? Because we got to start painting murals on walls.
You know, it varies. There's just so much. It's complex because you have kids and you have adults, and you have people that are wannabes or legit, and they're tagging whether it's gang related, and maybe they'll tag over other gang or rival gang stuff. That's something we deal with a lot in Bakersfield, obviously. So you could have that. As far as murals, I mean, sometimes maybe if something is, but it depends on who did it, where it's at, what it is. Maybe it won't get marked up, but that's no guarantee, especially if you have kids that just will tag anything.
We're building the park up and it's just too much.
So, yeah, that's just what I've experienced on that. So it's just a whole gamut of reasons.
Hey, thank you very much.
Okay.
Commander of the Mojave Station here. I thought it'd be fitting to give you guys the stats for 2023. And these are overall stats for the year for us. So total enforcement contacts, we had just under 14,000 for the year. That was a 30% increase from the previous year. Total arrests, we had 505, and that included felonies and misdemeanors. DUI specific arrests, we had 319.
How many?
319. That was a 22% increase from the previous year. Talking about stolen vehicles, altogether for East Kern, we recovered 111 stolen vehicles. Some of them could have been ATVs. I don't have those details, but since we're on that subject. Out of that, we had 36 arrests associated with the stolen vehicles. Total collisions for the area, we had 823.
23 what?
823
Collisions.
crashes. And of course, this includes in your current area, which is part of the Mojave area. We have, for those of you that don't know, we have a resident post in your current where we have 5 officers assigned. Currently, 3 are working patrol there.
This is in 1 month?
This is for the year. This is all for 2023. Yeah. And so 823 crashes for the year. Out of those, 72 were DUI related, which was actually a decrease from the previous year, 32% decrease, which kind of correlates with the increase in DUI arrests. Unfortunately, for the year, we had 25 fatal collisions. That was the same number as the previous year. We were at 25 for 2022 as well. The sad fact about that, though, is that 11 of them, we're still waiting on a few toxicology results, but so far 11, so just under 50% were DUI related. So a common theme there is DUI. Out of those, there were 8 unrestrained, whether it was a driver or passenger. So DUI, not wearing seatbelts, common theme. For the Rosamond community, there were 3 fatal collisions. One was on 100th Street West, 50th Street West, and just west of Apple Blossom. So those were the 3 that were here in town. Again, this is all for 2023. There were 4 on State Route 14, kind of in the Roseman, Mojave area, and that's from Avenue A, which is where we begin our coverage at the county line, up to Business 58 East. 4 there, and again, 2 of them were DUI related, so that common theme of DUI. For the year, we've been awarded 200 hours of DUI-specific overtime. With that, we'll have a checkpoint. I think you guys have probably seen this in the past where we've set up a checkpoint. I like to focus those deployments here in this community. I think that's the numbers support that, and that's where we're needed. So when we do schedule that, that's probably going to be here in Grossman. So give you a little more information. Currently, we have 16 officers that are assigned to patrol out of the Mojave Station. Again, that doesn't include the annual current, and the 16 are working strictly patrol. That's covering 3 shifts and different days off. So you can see where those numbers are pretty slim. You know, we're very thankful for the Sheriff's Department. We work together very well and try to back each other when possible. But out of those 16 officers, we have 3 that are new to the area. 1 started last year, went from the academy straight to Mojave. It's not very common to get new officers, but for the year we actually got 4. 1 wasn't successful passing field training, but the other 3 are here. 1 is off probation. He actually made it back home. He's in Ridgecrest, so it was nice to get somebody that was able to come back home. The other 2 made it off training, and they're working on their own. So that's good for our communities. They're local too, so it helps out. I'd like to bring up to one of our former explorers. He just graduated from the CHP Academy a few Fridays ago, and he's a Roseman High School graduate. So it's great to see our youth from here doing well, and he just got assigned to Redwood City and just started this past Monday. So we're happy for him, and hopefully one day I could bring him here and talk to him.
No, definitely.
So that's pretty much all I have. I figured it'd be fitting to give you guys the stats for last year. Cover that.
A quick question, Commander. The improvements we made on Roseman Boulevard.
Sure.
Have there been any accidents on there since we put up the dividers and the cones? Has it helped?
There's been some, but I think that I haven't looked at the numbers
Okay.
recently, but I think that has dropped.
Okay, perfect.
I know that was a topic there.
Yeah, that was dangerous intersection.
Absolutely.
What would it take to bring the car seat workshops and stuff to town and help the people install their car seats correctly?
Yeah, actually, talking about that, we have 1 officer that's certified, and we have 2 other employees, an officer and an office assistant, that are going to training next month. And then 1 will be certified, so that'll give us 4 total that will be certified.
I'm not certified, but I've got a lot of kids. I put a lot of car seats in.
You can contact our office too.
You need to be
This is for the
certified.
public. They could contact our office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and set up an appointment.
Cool.
But one of the certified officers is there now working in the office, so it's just a matter of making an appointment. And we could also have an event too.
That'd be cool.
We could set something up, absolutely. So, yeah. Anybody else? Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ron.
Carlos, welcome back.
Oh, you mean Carlo?
Carlo.
Yeah.
Sorry,
My mother's gonna get out of here.
Yeah, she's nervous hanging out there.
No, don't worry about it. Good evening. My name's Carlo Pasile. I'm field rep for Assemblyman Tom Lackey. What can I tell you? Tom Lackey's been representing this area for a while, and he continues to be very interested in Vesta. Remember, he grew up in the area. He's kind of born and bred in this area, and his big focus has always been on public safety, including obviously CHP, but public safety in a lot of areas, and in the legislature, and they need that kind of voice. The legislature is actually right now working through the presentation for the new bills. There's a lot of new bills. This is the quiet time before the storm when we find out about all these bills that have been presented. The final date for presenting them is in February, early February, so that's when you'll be noticing things by numbers, by subjects, and we invite you, to give us your opinion. I have cards, business cards. You can send it to me, you can send it to Tom. We always appreciate your input. It's kind of late now, but one person wrote up a bill and submitted it through our office, so it is possible to do it. So if anybody's really good at writing, maybe by next January, write up a bill and we'll see if we can introduce it, all right? Especially if it's public safety or something specific to this area, that'd be really great. The one thing I do have, so I don't have a legislative report like I normally do because there isn't any legislation. It's committee meetings. So what I do have though is some notes on the budget. Now there's some really good news about the budget. There are no tax increases expected to be pushed. That's the good news. Now, what's the other news? Well, the other news is the budget's very complicated. It's very big. Right now, this total state spending, and it's a good number, $291 billion. Now, it's $19 billion less expected than last year. But it's still, there's like special funds, there's this, there's that. There's even spending that we get, the legislature handles for money that comes from the federal government through unemployment, through other deals, COVID training. A lot of this stuff came in. So the legislature actually is looking at spending this year $439 billion. That's a lot of money. They're going to take a lot of time. So, and the final budget will be set by the end of June. I think it's the middle of June is they have to have it. Mm-hmm. So things could change. From what I'm talking about, they could change. Maybe new taxes or whatever, maybe not. Hopefully not. The shortfall that was claimed by the governor is $39.7 billion. He is drawing some money from a rainy day account, $13.1 billion. That's about half of it. And then he's drawing $12 billion more from other special funds. I'm not quite sure what those special funds are. And so this funding will add up to passing a sort of balanced budget if it all goes well. There's still, one of the things that's going to be done is some accounting, some spending that was going to be set for this year will be pushed into next year. Some fund, and a lot of the money to be saved, not just from the rainy day account. They expect about $5.1 billion money that was set aside for spending this year in special funds and programs will not go funded, will not be funded. So there'll basically be a mandate for this law or for this program, maybe after school care, maybe something like that, maybe road care, and it just won't be funded. It just won't happen. So that's the way they're going to be doing it. In the meantime, the Assemblyman's going to be, with his fellow legislators, pushing for the three big things that they're interested in, which is Assemblyman Like is interested in. Education funding is a priority, public safety is a priority, and wildfire prevention. And so that's
Now, is the Assemblyman, is he termed out this year, or does he have one more?
No, he has one more term that
Okay.
if he wins, he'll have one more. But that will be the last
term.
Yeah.
Is he already is he grooming somebody? And
Not that I know of. You know,
Yeah, somebody
it
did.
ain't gonna be me. I'm too old. Hopefully we'll know more. I was gonna say, yeah, California has term limits of 12 years in office, and those 12 years could be done in any way. You could do 4 years in the state Senate, 8 years in the Assembly, 12 years in the Assembly, like Tom would like to have, or 3 terms in the state Senate, which is 12 years. So, State Senator Scott Wilk is doing that. He mixed the Assembly and the state Senate. So, all right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay.
Thank you.
So it is my great pleasure to introduce Karen Sanders. She is Supervisor Scribner's rep for our area. So, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, I'm Karen Sanders. I live in California City, and I am Supervisor Scribner's East Kern field rep. I just started on Tuesday, and I haven't actually gotten to see Zach this week because he's on vacation. But I did read his end-of-year report, and there were some good things that he had to report there. Most specifically, how Measure K has helped public safety. My understanding is that Rosamond is getting a new sheriff substation, and it's in the planning phase, in the design stage rather. Taft is getting a sheriff substation, which I know that's a long way from here, but that is part of his district. The fire station, there's going to be a new fire station at Hart Flat, which is on Highway 58 on the way to Bakersfield, and the helipad will be at Keene. So they're kind of doing a flip-flop there. There is a new helicopter on the way, I believe. The county is focusing on the Lean Six Sigma development, and that is a method of reducing waste and correcting redundancies within the county. So that's certainly a good thing, and there are animal control facility changes in the works.
Right.
And that's really all I know. And it's nice to meet all of you.
Thank you, Karen.
Thanks.
All right. Jack or Gene?
Gene knows what to speak. I don't either, but I'm used to it. So anyhow, Jack Miller, Vice President, Roseman Chamber of Commerce. We did have our monthly meeting luncheon today, Guido's. Great turnout, great conversation. It's really a positive thing. A lot of things that really can't be discussed formally, informally. We get to actually discuss them amongst some of the community leaders, and in addition to the business people that show up as well. We get a lot of corporate people that show up. Carlo's been there a few times. It's really a good setting, great conversation, and I was there too. So he just won't miss a lunch.
That's the
But anyhow, the big thing I really want to talk about was our parade of lights and Santa's Village was such a huge success. It was so huge of a success. We ran out of food and we ran out of toys. We had kids lined up from the chamber entrance down around Poplar Street. And to tell them that we were out of toys was not a good thing. But it was a big success. Everybody had a great time. The community really came together. We had a grocery outlet, donated all kinds of toys and food. Carl's Hardware, they really donated a lot of time and resources to build the Santa's Village itself. And they did a fantastic job on that. And then Waste Management supplied all of our restrooms and wash stations and things like, and trash service for free. So that was a big help. In addition to all the corporate sponsors and local sponsors to come up with the toys, I think we bought about what, $7,000 in toys in addition to what was donated.
No, I think we got around
Was it
4,000.
4,000.
4,000? Was it?
Yeah, and then we
I think
had,
last year was 6.
This is better last year.
Yeah. So, and nothing against the AV Wall. That was a great event, and I'm very proud of that. But just when you have a lot of events like that going on, and you start asking corporate sponsors for donations, it kind of chops it down a little bit. So this year we're actually I'm gonna work with Dave Hernandez. We're gonna do a year-end report and get all the numbers and everything that happened, and also some of the things that need to be improved so that we can hit the sponsors up early this year so they can budget for around Christmas time and Armed Forces Day, so they know what we got and they can plan those funds ahead of time. But really a home run. It really was. It was such a nice event. And I know that law enforcement is really taxed bad this year for any assistance. I don't fault them one bit on that. We understand that. Luckily, we had some really good volunteers to help us man the street, and they did a beautiful job on it. And I believe Sergeant Mountjoy dropped by or something, said, oh, everything looks great, and thank you, and took off. So, I don't mean that in a rude way either, and he was busy, so, but he was happy with what he saw. You know. So it was a really good event, and let's do more. The only thing I want to add to that is, when we do these big events, we need lots of volunteers. We can't do them without volunteers. And we want it to be a community-involved event, and all events. So that's it.
All right, thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jack.
Mr. Wallace, anything from RCSD? No. All right. Ms. Gaines isn't here. And the Alamo Valley Citizens for Responsible Use of Water is not here. All right, Ms. Bowden.
Have a Gretchen.
Gretchen, I'm sorry, Gretchen. Gretchen, do you have anything for the Historical Society?
We had a very, very, very interesting meeting last Thursday. Dawn has been really good about advertising.
I wanted to also shout out the Christmas party was awesome for the Historical Society. Food was good, company was good, the raffle, I mean, I really had a good time. It was a good turnout and very well planned.
Well, you know, everything that we have is posted on our website. We have a whole page of videos. So please, if you missed something, you can go back and look, because we have had some wonderful speakers. Just get it on our website.
And you can all sign up to be a member of the current
I am.
Antelope Historical Society.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you just-
Yeah, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Didn't want to interrupt. I'm probably the least popular speaker here today, but don't beat me up too much. These are letters and notices for when there is mail theft. Fun topic. So, I am actually technically the former postmaster of Rosamond. I've been postmaster here officially from October 2022 to 2 weeks ago. But I haven't been moved to Boron yet, and they have not chosen a new postmaster for Rosamond just yet. So you're kind of in an interim. I'm still here temporarily. So my name is on there, but the phone number is good for the office itself. And if you did email me, I would forward it on to the new postmaster. I've been running Rosamond for most of the last 3 years, this month actually. And my first year here in 2021, the first year here, I probably replaced 300 plus centralized box units, CBUs, the boxes, and many locks. Last year was, I don't have hard numbers, but last year was easily 200 plus. And even this year so far, we're at like 7. So we have some challenges. Challenge number 1 is that the old arrow locks, if you notice on the back side of the old aluminum boxes, the key hole looks like a squiggle. Those are easily compromised, and several probably thieves are counterfeiting our key. So they're opening the box just like a carrier would, and then my carriers get dinged and blamed for leaving the boxes open, which they don't. Someone's coming sometimes right behind them and stealing the mail. At first, this of course ramped up during the holidays. November, December was awful. And I was holding mail. Became hundreds of customers, then thousands of customers. I cannot have that many customers in my lobby getting their mail. I'm so sorry. So the instruction became, if you can still lock it back up. And basically the instruction to customers was, treat it as if it's an unlocked box. As soon as you get home from work, go check your box, because I can't protect it. Even with the new locks, even with the new boxes, 90th and A, we finally got replaced, but they stole it again, the entire box for the second time since I've been here. 70th and Kegel, we're still waiting on the lock change, and several boxes. So the long-term strategy is to replace at least locks, but luckily, maintenance department had an excess in their budget last year, so they actually ordered a lot of new boxes. So I'm trying to lay claim to as many as I can, and the plan is for any box, old box that still has that squiggly arrow key, is gonna get upgraded to a new box and new lock. Does not mean they're not gonna get broken into. They torch the locks, they drill them out, all the things. So the encouragement is, please pick up your mail every day if you can. I'm terrible about it, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I look at my informed delivery. If you don't have informed delivery, go to USPS.com. Under Quick Tools, Informed Delivery, it gives you an email of what's coming to your box, most likely that day, but it could take a couple more days if their pictures are taken processing. Anyway, the challenge I have at the moment is someone in all their infinite wisdom decided it's not good enough for the postmaster who is trying to service their community to order these new locks. It is now one person for the entire district. The entire district that we are in is the Santa Clarita district, renamed again, and it is basically all of Central California, all the way up to like Monterey, down to the end of the San Fernando Valley, all the way to San Bernardino line. So one single person for 400 plus offices trying to order these locks, get the process down, and us trying to learn how to put the requisitions in. It's been a mess. Long story short-ish, I have had my longest order for mall locks under this. Mall locks is the new kind of lock, the modified arrow locks. They are, my oldest requisition for 100 locks is September 23rd. I have not received one, not one. So sure, September, October, November, everybody's scrambling to get this new process down. Well, my requisition finally got submitted to the next level in December, and then finally approved on the 4th of this month. So I am hoping any day to get 100 locks. That also means at least, well, hopefully 100 boxes that go along with those locks. So I need some more patience. The new postmaster is going to need some grace and patience as well. We do put in the work orders. We do report every break-in to USPIS, the United States Postal Inspection Service. We are really trying, and it's not that we don't care, and I don't ever mean to be short with anyone or rude in the fact of saying, I'm sorry, it's our responsibility to put the mail in the box. It's yours to get it out. So that sounds harsh, but unfortunately that's the reality we live in today. And Rosamond's not the only place that has mail theft. It's everywhere, as I'm sure y'all can attest, because you get the calls every day because Postal Inspection Service says go get a report from y'all, and you're like, here's your report number, what do you want? Like, not rude, but reality. So yeah, we do work with, you know, local law enforcement as much as we can and all things, and I will say that please don't put this on record, the inspection service has not been very helpful.
The question I have for you is, I know what LA County's problem is. They're soft on crime. They got a DA that won't hold anybody accountable. If by chance you guys catch somebody with mail theft, is the U.S. Attorney prosecuting?
Not that I am aware of.
But that's what needs to happen. Is there's no consequences for.
Right. Early last year, if you had noticed, they had ripped the entire collection box out of the ground at about 4:30 in the morning. It took them 7 seconds. They ran over it and threw it in the back. Took the whole collection box. And I don't think they were ever caught per se, but we found the collection box in the desert like we do with our other boxes. And also around about a month around that time, we have the wall drop inside the lobby. We had the lobby open 24 hours. Postal Inspection Service said absolutely not anymore because PO boxes were getting broken into, and then especially after our wall drop where you could put your mail and packages inside the wall, and it drops into the back. Well, about 6:30 in the morning, 4 or 5 guys ripped the entire thing out of the wall and just went in and helped themselves. They were caught in the act. You guys are amazing, thank you. Caught in the act, they were released within 48 hours.
Wasn't that a
And we
mother
got
and
a
son?
restitution.
Wasn't that a mother and a son?
I really didn't get any details, I just gave camera footage and everything. So, and I know another ring got caught with like thousands and thousands of pieces of mail and stuff, and guess, shock, our mail theft went down while they were not on the street and started right back up again when they were released. We actually just were like, oh, they must have been released, sure enough. So, yeah, no, it's just a constant challenge. So we do what we can, but unfortunately it's mostly reactive. I'm being as proactive as possible by at least upgrading the boxes and the locks to the best technology that we have. But there's, no. the federal attorney general, whatever, is not doing enough.
Thank you for coming. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
I thought for some reason there'd be like a lot of people. So I have lots of extra of those letters if you want.
Yeah,
to
you want to leave some
them,
out? Yeah,
or-
we'll leave some out.
Yeah, you can grab them at will. But some's from the inspection service, some is, from us.
Thanks for having me, not being me. I have so much that I'm like, okay, condense down.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Fallon Mitchell. I'm a long-time Roseman resident. I moved away for a short period of time, moved back. I graduated high school here. I know a lot of people in the community. Most of the people that are still here and working in the community, I went to school with, or I know somehow. I work for the school district. I work right next to Superintendent Gaines. She's my direct boss. I'm in her office. We have a very large grant from the state of California. It's called the California Community Schools Partnership Program. And the whole idea of the California Community Schools Partnership Program is to combine all of the resources in the community and surrounding areas to better service the families that are living in town. And when I say that, I don't just mean the families with children, it's the community in general, the community as a whole. So my job is to form connections with all the different boards that organize the town. Part of the reason that I joined Rmac, not just because it's my town and I want to make a difference and do something, but the other part of it is because education, especially after the pandemic, has gone down. As we all know, scores are down. Children are having a lot more issues. They need more support. But in order to support the students, we have to support the family, because if a child is going to come to class and they don't have clothing and they don't have food and they don't have shelter, they're not going to be able to learn. That's not setting them up for success. So I oversee our Parent Community Center, which we opened in April of last year. Not a lot of awareness about it yet, other than the families that have children in the district, but we're not just there for the school district, we're there for the entire community. So in the last almost a year that I've been in this position, I've been building different relationships and coming up with ideas and ways that we can come together as a community. And I've had a few events so far. I'm working on multiple things, and I was trying really hard not to piggyback off things so that, like, I have a meeting space if you need a meeting space when the library is down. I'm not going to take you from David. David's on my committee. He's a fabulous hand. He has been supportive from the get-go. I have an advisory committee that's made up of members of the town and parents, staff members, and we all get together once a month and we come up with ideas and plans to do things. I'm not gonna lie, things are a little slow going because it's just me, I'm one person, and I've got about 400 different plates spinning at the same time, but we are starting to slowly now rent out the space if people are interested to have community events. Joel and I have talked about looking at the, I'm totally blinking, looking at the
Calendars?
where we make decisions. Boy, I
Order.
look like a crazy person. Bylaws.
Bylaws.
We're looking at our bylaws, so we could change, because right now our MAC can only be held here, but it'd be nice to hold it at the Parent Community Center sometimes too, just to bring awareness to that space. So I wanted to offer that. There's a lot of invites and a lot of things going on, like the Chamber Luncheon and Historical Society. I want to be a part of that. I would love to join. I don't know all the ins and outs, because what's happening right now is we're stepping on each other's toes, and we don't have to. Like, we can come together. Santa's Village, I wish I would have known, because I could have brought you lots of volunteers and lots of things. I know. Like, we were both kind of like, and not just as a representative of the school district, but other things. Because again, we were just joking about this. I had my committee meeting today, which coincided with this meeting, and money talks. And right now, the school district, probably in town, is the biggest benefactor to state funds and things that are based on the community. So I want to hold more community events, and I want to get together with all of us and figure out a way where we can set a counter and say, okay, the Chamber's going to head Santa's Village. Let's all pitch in and
and contribute to that. Okay, maybe, you know, we're gonna host an event and everybody can contribute to that. And there's a lot of great ideas and a lot of things going on, but I think if we just get the communication a little bit more tight, we could have a really amazing community. I want to do events in the summer. I want to, just like David was saying, honestly, that's what I hear a lot from my family. It's like, oh, you have this going on, I didn't know. Usually we go down here, you know, on the weekends. And I'm like, no, we want to keep them local. We want to do fun things here. So far, for example, like last Friday, I called it the Parent Community Center Fair at the high school. We had 14 different vendors from all over the area. I've made some really great connections with Kern County, Kern County Superintendent of Schools, Kern County in general. We had like the tobacco prevention team out there. We had East Kern Family Resource Center. We had our adult school, just a lot of resources in one place for parents to come. Because a lot of parents don't know. For example, East Kern Family Resource Center, they have a program where you can get free diapers every 2 weeks. They have food boxes on hand. Like, things that a lot of people in our community don't know, like just because they're in Mojave, they service our area. They have people that will bring us things. They told me, okay, let me know anytime you need food boxes, you have a family that's hungry, call me, we'll get them out there to you that day. So there are so many things that we have that I think between all the different entities in town and outside of town that still service our area, that we can come together and provide a lot of support. Coming up, we have a college and career counselor now at the high school. We haven't had that position for quite a while. He is amazing. His name is Mr. Notterman, and he is there helping all the students not only with concurrent enrollment, but helping them get into college, fill out their FAFSA. He's holding FAFSA nights. There's a college night at the end of this month where he's going to talk about the FAFSA and all the different colleges that you can go to. We are working together soon to have a career night. So I'm looking at a lot of you out here, especially Sheriff and Head of Patrol. We want to set it up a little different. Things are changing. Students don't want to sit there and be talked at for hours by different people in different positions. They want to know about what they're interested in. So our plan is to get everybody together, introduce everybody, have them all set up at their own tables, have a sign-up sheet. If students are interested, they come up, they set a time, you just have a one-on-one human conversation. You tell them the truth. You tell them how you got into it, your struggles, whether you went for a degree, did it. And we're not just bringing in people that went the college route, because there's so many different options these days. There's a million things you can do. We're doing everything we can, especially at the school district, to support all of these students that are going, because things are getting out of hand in a lot of ways. I would love to have the Sheriff's Department and the Highway Patrol come and talk about the DUIs and what percentage of accidents we have that are DUI related. I want to bring some awareness to the students, because I feel like at this point, that's the only thing that we can do. There's so much with social media. You guys were talking about that. The media in general, I can't tell you how often we get phone calls in the superintendent's office of an angry parent, because it could go from a student was on campus and threatened something, and by the time it gets to the parents on Facebook, there was 50 armed men, you know, and it was chaos. So I'm trying to cover a lot of things really quickly, but I really want to connect with all of you. I want to plan some things coming up where we can do things together and just support the community. But right now we have our Parent Community Center. We're only open Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now from 9:30 to 12:30. And then I stretch my day out a little later on Wednesday so I can be there for the parents at work, and I'm there from 3:30 to 5, usually at 6:30, but we have this great parent institute that's on our campuses right now, so I got to be there to oversee that. We also did food distribution, which is where I realized we were stepping on each other's toes, because Heather at Grocery Outlet, I'm like, hey, and she's like, I just gave a bunch to the San Jose Village, and I was like, okay, I understand that we can just give a little smidge. Unfortunately, I'm recognizing where the serious needs are in our community. I have a survey out to our parents right now, just letting us know like what they're really looking for. Food is a huge thing. We had 80 bags that had like a full meal in it, a holiday meal, and then we had 100 bags total. Some of them, honestly, we pulled together as a district, and what do we have? And we made up to 100 bags, and we told everyone to start lining up at 4:30. By 4:30, we were at the end of where Rare Earth is, wrapped around the parking lot and down Eagle Way, which is definitely a accident hazard. So one of my bosses was like, we got to just start. So we started at 4:30, and that was after collecting, names of just like where their kids went to school, getting them in and out. We were out of food within an hour.
Sounds familiar.
Yes, and it's heartbreaking. The beautiful thing about this community, though, I will say, I had one person that was a little bit irritated. Everybody else was like, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it. Please, try to continue to do this in the future. So that's what I'm saying. I want us to pull together. I have a lot of resources. I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at the chamber. I have a lot of resources.
Well, I'm gonna get your card and
Okay,
pass it on to my event coordinator.
Okay, good. Because I have a lot of resources too that I have now met, because this community school movement is statewide. So I go to conferences and I meet people from all over, and in that, there are companies that will contribute to the entire state. It's not just, there's a lot of local stuff, but if we're gonna start really taking care of our community, we gotta look a little bigger. And I've made some really solid connections that I feel like would benefit our community, so. Just wanted everybody to know. Sorry, I tried to
No,
cram it
no,
on,
you're
I'm
great.
listening, and again, we have a meeting space, the Parent Community Center. We've got resources, books for students when they come in, and we have, I have school supplies on hand in case the parents need them. I have a coffee bar and snacks always, because that's just, if you're gonna get me somewhere, you offer me some snacks, and I'm good to go.
I think you ought to let her be in charge next year in our event.
No, she's gonna be involved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Run you right over.
Oh, she's welcome to run me over, I don't care.
No, we're gonna run together. I will pull you guys along. Come on.
Side by side.
Yes.
Remember, I got a wife too. I know exactly what happened.
All right, so under new business, we're going to table our board elections until we're kind of board challenged tonight, so we'll table that till February. And then the next new business is the October minutes. We were dark in November and December, so if any corrections, anybody see any corrections?
I looked over. I did not.
I'll clean up E and F on community leader reports.
Okay,
But other than that, I move that I would like to immediately approve them.
so can I get a motion to approve with Kelly cleaning up E and F?
Yeah, I make a motion.
All right,
I'll second.
all right. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
I would abstain since I wasn't here. All right, so director referrals. Shani, do you have anything?
I don't, not tonight, but it's good to be back for this year. Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, and then Jack, if we could, you know what, maybe get Fallon and Nathan.
Do me a favor, send me a text.
Emily needs one too.
I don't get an invite to the dinner. I don't know anything. No, I'm serious.
You do it.
I do have cards. I don't have them, unfortunately.
So Fallon, you have anything else?
No, I really encourage everybody to put the word out that we do have a parent community center, and that, we're looking to bring more things to Roseman. We're gonna be better.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, last thing, sorry. No, this is a big one, because everybody keeps asking for help, and I have been, when I tell you, they are sick of my voice at Kern County for the public health department. I got them to come to my event, and since then too, the manager has reached out, and they're like, we understand there's a need. Set a date, we're gonna bring a mobile clinic.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a mobile clinic, we're gonna try to be on a regular rotation until we get a clinic at least. They will do immunizations, basic checkups, things like that. So my plan is to split myself in two and say, okay, can we do some of the time at the school district, like have it at a school district site, and then another time at a community site.
No, if it's on a school district site, can the community come?
Yes.
Okay, no, we're good. If we can get more people at the school.
I'm just trying to double it up.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, if there's some events you want to have that may involve some county politics, come talk to us about the Chamber Event Center.
Definitely.
Kelly. So one of the big things, we reached out to Waste Management, and what got me thinking about this is I have a 70-pound Rottweiler that went diabetic, and I'm having to give her insulin twice a day, so my needles were starting to pile up. I've got coffee cans after coffee cans full of syringes. So we reached out to Waste Management. We now have a Sharps container at the fire station. So we're going to put some official wording out. I was told if it's in a coffee can or Sharps container, we can drop them in. But I'm going to get the official rules and regulations on. They just don't want individual. Nobody getting stuck or anything like that. Want the precautions, but we no longer have to go to Lancaster, Palmdale, or Mojave to drop off Sharps. We have one in here in Roseman.
As well?
I don't know if we can get those from public health or.
We used to get them from the disposal site. We used
I
to
don't
have them
know.
out there.
I think the county has Sharps containers available, and I will check with Alicia Gutierrez with the County
Like I said, we can always store some
Public
here in the
Works.
office, and if they want.
Right, but I
yeah.
think they have them available for individuals to have in their home. So
Okay.
if you have a need to have, more regular disposal of them, I believe so. I will check and find out,
Perfect.
just to be sure.
And then, like I said, I want to touch on the end of the year, community coming together for our holiday gathering. I want to thank the CHP and the sheriffs for participating, helping us shut down the roads and keeping us all safe. And like I said, I don't think there was any calls for service that night. I think everybody played nice with each other for as many people that were out there.
It was such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
That was.
So, other than that, I think everybody. Carlos,
Can I do one announcement? I forgot to announce in the middle. The Historical Society might be interested in it. There's a grant writing seminar tomorrow online, being hosted by someone named Tom Lackey. It's 11 to 12:15. I know, it's a little hard. Sorry, that's the first time I've seen you guys. I think I sent it earlier. I sent it around like a month ago, but I didn't get any answers, so I should have double checked. I'm sorry. But you can check in. It's basically Assemblyman Lackey will talk for a few minutes, giving his own legislative update, and then they'll go on to the process. It's to introduce people to grant writing. It's a very difficult skill. They actually hire people for this kind of stuff. So we're trying to get everybody familiarized, especially because there's so many community organizations that need money or have to reach out. How do we ask for grants, that kind of stuff. So that was the question you should ask.
How did we get the link?
Huh?
We just look online for it? or-
Yes, it's on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Assemblyman Lackey.
If anybody needs that, I can forward you the email tonight.
Thank
So I
you.
do have the email.
Yeah.
Is that geared specifically toward organizations or individuals?
Towards non-profits and organizations. We have quite a few veterans groups down in the AD, and there's some over in Barstow and stuff, and everybody's been asking, well, they all host dinners. By the way, there's events like in March, there's vet events down in Palmville and Lancaster. Those groups, with their dinners and all that, are looking for additional support and funding, and they were pushing
So
for.
VFW would be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That Boys and Girls Club are big on that.
Yeah.
They have paid members there.
Yeah, they actually pay the bigger
Most
groups.
of the money is from that.
Yeah. So, but at least this will be an introduction for, like, if it's a bigger church group that wants to host, charitable events and stuff, it would be very good.
Is there a chance it could be recorded and then rebroadcast on Zoom?
I think, I'm gonna see if we can record it and have it, or at least have it there on.
Or film it, video.
Me and James will get the chamber one more.
All right, I'll ask, I'll be there.
I can't tomorrow. We're doing the audit of the public of Long Vision Integrated Association stuff at my house. I'm all morning.
I'm sorry to hear this. I'll see if we can get it, and if we
But yeah,
can.
if we could have some kind of a Zoom thing, that would be, or some way
Some way
to
to,
access
a link.
remotely,
Okay.
later.
All right, I'll write it down.
Frank, well, as you guys were talking, I was writing down a few notes. I think a community calendar is great. So all these events should there, because we shouldn't be, oh, I didn't know that was happening. And we could all play off of each other. We all are in this together. So, if I'd known you were doing that, I probably would have been over there doing this or that kind of stuff. But we do need a community calendar, so we can list all the things and see what's happening throughout our
Yeah, that's services.
And,
We're pretty much wrapped it up. No,
Even if we made a
I'm on-
community Google account.
service.
I don't know, I actually understand what you're saying.
On the chamber,
Dedicated website where all the communities go in and we can collaborate
Yeah,
and
they
have
could-
calendar there.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I think we dedicated, because RMAC
All right,
is
hey,
supposed
thanks
to
a
be
lot,
our
Chrissy.
overall seer of this,
All right.
and that's a great thing for you guys to do, tie us all together.
I would
That's
think it'd be
exactly
great if,
what
like,
it's supposed to
if we
do.
made a Google account
because when you have a Google account, you can make a specific Google calendar.
Yeah.
So we had one that the community could see, but people that are on all the different boards that are organizing all of these
Yes,
things, we can
exactly.
add all our events to it, so it's in one place.
Yes,
I like it.
I totally agree, so.
Well, I was
who's
kind
gonna
of
spearhead
thinking
that?
of a dedicated site, because if we want to collaborate and coordinate, we need a calendar that everybody can view, but we also need to be able to collaborate together on the inside of the coordination. So, and I just program and do website professionals.
I was gonna say, who's the
Oh,
tech
there
person?
you
'Cause
go.
it's not me.
There you go.
Well, you have a lot of
Not me.
history at the high school that you should be able to get some, there's a lot of people.
Well, I have
You're
students
starting
that
to sound like
definitely
an
too
old
would be interested.
Yeah.
Uh,
And there's other people that
Some
will
of
be
the
helping.
Hey, I
with all
started
this
off
too,
with
so
DBS.
I really fully support that.
I started off with mainframe
Yeah.
and take.
Anything else, Rick?
And I'd also like to see us
It's trying
on
to
that
maybe
calendar that we have
correspond.
dates for the bulk pickups and the trash days and all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, there's National Make a Difference Day in October. There's all kinds of events we could do in our community that makes us much better. In addition to that, we have an economic boom coming to our area, that Edwards Museum. And I don't seem to get any traction from our local community, like, hey, this is really going to be a boom for us. And we should be getting all of the people that have businesses here and like-minded citizens that want to promote our area to get together. Now, if it's going to be Rmac or whoever it's going to be, let's get it going. You know, because we have a lot of things we need to get done. For instance, get rid of that horrible building over there off the Sierra Highway.
I just
What
talked
an
about that
eyesore that
today.
is. And you're going to expect 850,000 people coming to the museum a year,
Right.
and you see that. So
And that
I'm
little
pushing,
Thai place is amazing, and they're just blocked by that
Yeah.
big ugly monster.
so I've been pushing that for code enforcement to get that building down. So you guys all write letters. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, let's all get together and do some of these things. I'm all for it. That community calendar is very important.
I agree.
Somebody taking the lead on that? Somebody gonna hold their hand?
We're having a meeting, a big community meeting at the end of the month. We'll bring it up, that'll be the time to bring it up. And
Where's that gonna be
Where's
at?
the big community meeting?
It's gonna be, it hasn't been set yet. It's gonna be,
Okay,
it's gonna be at the chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Dave Hernandez is actually heading that up.
Is
All right,
that me
I-
as the RMAC? or-
I was looking through my calendar, I found something else.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
She said calendar, that's it. Next Thursday, the 26th, I don't have reservations, but we've been invited to an Edwards Air Force Base. They're doing a 50th anniversary celebration for the F-16. They said that the Thunderbirds will be here in the morning practicing. They'll be here in the afternoon practicing. And in between, there's going to be 30 or 40 different F-16 showing up. And if you have air base access, you can go in and see it. That means all
You've gotta
that.
get your, we're also having a big reunion this May for
Mhm.
all former folks that worked at Edwards.
Oh, good.
So there's all kinds of things going on.
Yeah, well, that one kind of sneaked in because, I can tell you about it, but I can't send you the invitation. They don't invite me, there's some.
Give me your
going
card and
on.
I'll send you the invite.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm listening.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. We are. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Very
When's the date of that chamber meeting that we're all getting together?
It hasn't been set
Dave
yet.
Hernandez will be.
Dave's gonna be sending out an invite.